A great scientific day, grade 4 student. Once again, we are here in our scientific class with Miss Shara. Let us read our work plan for today. First, science bits, recall, discussion, then we'll have an activity and phase to 5. All right, look at the picture. Have you been to Manila Ocean Park? I did. Okay, so we have there sharks and ray encounter. And then we have encounter with the penguins. So what do you think are these animals? These are fishes, no? Do you want to know more about these animals? Last July 10, 2017, Manila Ocean Park welcomes newly hatched baby penguin from the penguin couple Jiggy and Rukia. The eldest penguin is Kaya, the first baby penguin of Jiggy and Rukia. This will be their seventh baby. Manila Ocean Park is the first world-class marine theme park in the Philippines. It is an integrated urban resort with marine life attraction and an aqua theme. So, would you like to know more about penguins and the shark? Let us read our learning targets for today. Let me read it for you. Okay, I can describe the life cycle of a white shark and a penguin. So we will know more about sharks and penguin. And I can differentiate the life cycle of white shark to other common fish. So let us use our naturalist intelligence and explore what are the characteristics and life cycle of a penguin and a great white shark. Let us start with the life cycle of a penguin. Penguins are some of the most unusual birds on Earth. These semi-aquatic, flightless hunters can thrive in nearly any climate from the tropics to the tundra. The penguin life cycle is fascinating, especially that of emperor penguins. The emperor penguin is the largest species of penguin, reaching heights of around 4 feet and weighing between 49 pounds, that's 22 kilogram, and 99 pounds. They are recognizable due to their distinctive black back and head, white breast, and yellow patches on their necks. The flightless birds inhabit the Antarctic, huddling together to keep warm in the icy climate, where temperatures reach as low as -90 degrees Celsius. Emperor penguins breed and raise their young almost exclusively on sea ice, with the females laying eggs before heading off to hunt for food, leaving the males to incubate the egg. How do the life cycle of a penguin starts? Specifically the emperor penguin. To start copulation or mating, they'll both turn and bow deeply to each other. Emperor penguins are serially monogamous. That means staying with one mate for the entire season. But usually, choosing a different mate the next season is okay. So, producing a single egg that weighs around 460 grams. The first stage is egg, egg stage. So, female penguins lay just one egg at a time. The eggs have thick shells to insulate them from the cold. Most birds nest either in trees or in the ground. However, emperor penguin eggs would freeze in the open air, which means that the female penguin must pass her egg to her partner's brood pouch as soon as she lays it. Once the egg is laid, the female gives it over to the male. What if they drop it and rolls out of their feet, for even a few minutes. Wow, this process is dangerous since the egg will die within moments if it touches the frigid ground. So the males are very careful, watching after the egg for most of its incubation until the females return around 2 months later. So during this time, males may lose up to half their body weight. So these are the male penguins, father penguins. So once the egg is laid, the father will take over the incubation, placing it on his feet and keeping it warm with his breeding patch for 2 months, non-stop. He does not eat during this time. Added to the time since they left the breeding grounds, a male will not eat for a total of about 100 days. By the time the egg hatches, he may lose as much as 20 kilogram, reduced to about 20 kilogram in weight. To conserve heat, the males will often huddle together in a mass, their backs to the wind. So they keep themselves closer to each other to preserve heat. Once the transfer is complete, the female penguins live together for the sea. After laying the egg, the mother's stores of nutrition are exhausted and she immediately heads back off to the sea to feed. She'll be gone for about 2 months, possibly not returning before the chick is hatched. Okay, so this is the second stage. After hatching, it becomes a baby chicks. As the young penguins grow, adults leave them in groups of chicks called creches while they live to fish. There is a reason for the timing of emperor penguins hatching by December. When the Antarctic weather has warmed somewhat, the ice the penguins occupies begins to break up, bringing open waters closer to the nesting sites. So now the chicks are old enough to take to the seas and fish for their own food. The chicks hatch after about 2 months. At this point, it is without defenses against the Antarctic environment and relies entirely on its parents to feed and keep it warm. If the mother hasn't returned from its feeding, the father will feed the chick with a substance it coughs up from the sea. Bringing food, they regurgitate or bringing up to feed the now hatched chick. The males eagerly leave for their own fishing session at sea, and the mothers take over care of the chicks for a while. Okay, so after a few more months, the chick will hop down off its parents' feet and huddle with other chicks. It it is called also as crochet. Parents take turns foraging at sea and caring for the newborn within the colony. Starting in November, the chicks will begin to grow their protective feathers, replacing their down, and the parents will stop feeding them. So the bird's diet consists primarily of fish, but they will also eat crustaceans such as krill and cephalopods such as squids. To facilitate hunting, the penguins can remain underwater for up to 18 minutes, diving to a depth of 1,755 feet. So they will dive that deep to catch fish to feed. And of course, the third stage, the adult. So there are 17 different species of penguin, and they vary in size and shape. The emperor penguin is the largest of all living penguins, standing at 4 feet and weighing 90 pounds. The smallest of the penguins is the little blue penguin, standing just 10 inches and weighing about 2.5 pounds. Emperor penguins are the largest penguins in the world. They can dive deeper than any other bird. Emperor penguins don't build any source of nests at all. Their feet and brood patches are the only nest their chicks get. Okay, so again, the life cycle will just begin. So this is a 1 year process. So the female and male will bow to each other, and then the female will lay eggs, and after the egg is kept at the pouch of the male, it will stay there for about 2 months, and then it will hatch and turn into a chicks, and then turn into adults, and the cycle starts again. Next is the great white sharks. Have you seen this kind of shark? It looks scary, yes? Great white sharks have such a strong sense of smell that they can detect a colony of seals 2 miles away. And check this out. If there was only one drop of blood in 100 liters of water, a great white shark would smell it. So these are predators. Now let's talk about the life cycle of a great white shark. The great white shark is a large lamniform shark. A lamniform shark is also called a mackerel shark. It is distinguished by having a dorsal fin on its back and two pectoral fins on its sides. They also have 5 gills, slits, and eyes that do not have a protective membrane. They also have a mouth that extends beyond the eyes. They can be found in coastal surface waters in every major ocean. They can swim in water only 3 feet deep. Okay? So if it's 3 feet, they can still go there. They have about 3,000 teeth. Wow, that's too many. Arranged in several rows. The first 2 rows of teeth are used for grabbing and cutting prey. The teeth in the last rows can rotate forward when the front teeth are broken or fall out. Wow, that's amazing. The teeth are shaped like triangles and the edges are serrated like a steak knife. The great white shark can live from 30 to 100 years. Oh, wow. Amazing adaptation of white shark to their habitats. But how does they live? So what are their life cycle? The stage 1 is pregnancy. So female great white sharks are sexually mature at around 12 to 18 years of age. Males at around 8 to 10. Birth has never been observed, but pregnant females have been examined. Great white sharks are ovoviviparous, which means eggs develop and hatch in the uterus and continue to develop until birth. The great white shark has an 11-month gestation period. So that means the baby shark stays in the mommy's tummy for 11 to 12 months. For humans, we are staying 9 months. But for white shark, they stay there for 12 months. So the shark's pup's powerful jaws begins to develop during the first month. Ovoviviparous, in basic terminology, this means that after fertilization, eggs are formed and hatch inside the mother before live young are born into the surrounding water. So once the pups have developed sufficiently inside their eggs, they hatch into the oviduct. So this is still in the mommy's tummy. This usually occurs after approximately 3 months. They continue to feed off the remaining egg yolk as well as the gland secretions. So the first pup to hatch will eat the other eggs in the oviduct. before they have the opportunity to hatch. Being ovoviviparous means that the pups are able to develop better and for longer before being born into the ocean, where they will have to fend for themselves from the moment that they leave their mother's oviduct. It is also for the pup's protection that this species most often give birth in sheltered bays or river mouths. These areas are usually free from other sharks and dangerous predators and have more abundantly available food sources than the open ocean. So they will stay inside the female's white shark for 12 months, right? They will hatch, okay, for 3 months and then they will eat the other eggs. Okay, wow. All right, so the stage 3 is pup. Actually, when it hatched inside the female's white sharks, it is already called a pup, but it stays there for 12 months. So when it come out, when a great white shark gives birth, she usually give birth at 2 to 3 year intervals in litters of between 4 and 9 sharks called pups after a 12 to 18-month gestation period. So it can stay inside the female white shark for 12 to 18 months. For humans, you can only stay for 9 months. Okay, it can grow up to 1.1 to 1.65 meters long. The pup has no maternal care or no mother that looks after it. That being the survival rate is low. So only the strongest make it to adulthood. The females only reproduce twice in her whole life. So baby sharks have to hunt for their own food. They have to take care of themselves right after birth because they get very little help from their mother. So since they hatch from the egg inside the mother's tummy, they are already fending for themselves. No one is taking care of them. So they are eating the other weak eggs or pups inside the mother's tummy. So only few can survive to get out. And once they are out, only one or two can survive in the vast ocean or in the big ocean because the mommy is not there to take care of them. Okay, so next is being young. So from pups, it becomes a young white shark. So when they are born, they look like the adults. They already have sharp teeth and know how to hunt right away. Young sharks grow very slowly. It takes most shark species between 15 to 20 years to mature and grow into adults. Young great white sharks eat fish, including rays. As they grow, the shark's favorite prey become sea mammals, especially sea lions and seals. And there it goes, the adult white shark. So once a shark matures, it is considered an adult. So scientists believe that most sharks live between 20 to 30 years. The white shark embryos are oophagus, meaning that they eat and store energy from their yolk. That's why they can stay inside the female's body for 12 to 18 months. So oophagy and embryophagy in some shark species, the young developing inside their mother get their primary nutrients not from a yolk sac but by eating unfertilized eggs. Okay, so this is called oophagy or their siblings, embryophagy. Some sharks produce a large number of infertile eggs for the purpose of nourishing the developing pups. So others produce a relatively large number of fertilized eggs, but only one pup survives, as the strongest one eats the rest. So examples of species like the great white sharks are giant tiger and shortfin mako. Wow. So
Laying
let's
sharks
watch
only lay a
the
few
life
large
cycle of
eggs.
a
They may come in
shark.
various forms, such as sacs called mermaid purses or corkscrews. These eggs act as external wombs in which shark embryos complete their development. However, most sharks give birth to live young. Called pups, the young of most live-bearing species gestate for around 1 year. Some even begin practicing their predation skills while in the womb. Before they are born, the sand tiger shark pups compete with their siblings. In fact, the strongest pup in each of the two wombs devours its weaker brothers and sisters.
What is scarier than an ocean with sharks? They are scary. They are big. They will eat a lot. Okay? But it is scarier than an ocean without them. Why do you think so? Great white sharks are decreasing in numbers and are rare due to years of being hunted by man for fins and teeth, and often as a trophy for sport fishing. The white shark is often caught as bycatch by commercial fisheries and can also become entangled in meshes that protect beaches. So sometimes when they go to the beach, people will catch them. So great white sharks are at the top of the food chain. They are predators and aren't likely to be killed by other sea creatures. Sadly, however, they are under serious threat by human activity. Illegal hunting of these beautiful beasts and overfishing have meant that today great white sharks are a vulnerable species. So imagine their life cycle that among 50 young pups inside the female great white shark, fertilized egg, only one pups will survive. Okay, so one, two, three at most, and then the humans will still hunt them. The human activity can make them a vulnerable species, endangered species. Shara, they are predators. They kill. Why do you think they matter? Right? These great white sharks are large and powerful predators. Great white sharks play an important role at the top of the marine food chain. Despite its fame of being scary and reputation of eating everything, sharks play an important role in the ecosystem by maintaining the species below them in the food chain and serving as an indicator for ocean health. They help remove the weak and the sick as well as keeping the balance with competitors, helping to ensure species diversity. When the sharks feed on the dominant prey in an area, they promote biodiversity among these species they eat. Sharks aren't the cleanest eater either. And often, they leave scraps or carcasses behind, which allow other animals to scavenge on the remains. So this helps create a whole other food source for the community. So they matter. That's why we need to know how to take care of them also. Oh, wow. Those are amazing information about penguins and the shark. Okay, so we talk about the life cycle of the penguin and the life cycle of the shark. How do you think the great white shark is different from other fishes? They are ovoviviparous, right? They lay their eggs inside their tummies and then it will hatch inside and it will stay there for 12 months until it is okay for them to come out. Okay? For protection. So historically speaking, penguins were hunted for their meat, feathers, fat, and eggs. Plus, their droppings were highly valued as garden fertilizer. So like the pupu or guano, no? Layers of day like guano, hundreds of feet deep, were removed, depriving temperate penguins of nesting burrow. So penguins population never fully recovered from these activities. Today, there are new threats to penguins and many species are in danger, just like the great white shark. So this time, the oil in penguins, oil kills penguins. It coats their feathers, leaving them without much needed insulation. Penguin then ingest the toxic oil when they attempt to clean their feathers. So they swallow the oil that can cause stomach lesion and may depress their immune system. The old penguin is helpless to save itself. Being rescued and cleaned is their only hope. So like the great white shark, the human activity can cause also the penguin to decline its number. So how are we going to help these animals be conserved? Of course, since we are stay at home, okay? So we can just share our knowledge with others. When you introduce your friends and family to penguins, you are helping by sharing your knowledge with them. So bring a friend or family member to visit the penguin at the Manila Ocean Parks. Then explain to them how penguins survive and how are we going to lessen the threat for penguins. Talk with your friends about the threats facing penguins and other sea creatures. And stay informed about conservation efforts. Right, so that's it. Once again, this is Miss Shara saying, have a scientific day. Mga anak, I love you. If you want to ask question or if you have any question, you can message me in my messengers. So next time, see you next time. Bye-bye.